fast forward a little bit in the chronology to jump ahead. I'll discuss the 8 years in Israel, but after 2 years in New York, I returned home to Israel to make my permanent residence and trained in Israel mostly with Sensei Itai Gil, who I'll talk about more later. But after 8 years, I came back to the United States to visit my family, in particular my dear Aunt Esther and Aunt Sylvia, may they rest in peace. I was in the U.S. for a month and spent that time training. Every night and practically every morning, I went to the Oyama dojo that had changed from the Oyama Kyokushin dojo to just the Oyama dojo. And this was our new uniform. And we also have the Oyama patch. Sorry, I put the patch away someplace else in my patch collection, but I got the new patch and I trained there. And that was a wonderful experience. There was one night where one of the Kyokushin champions from Poland had come and I sparred with him. World champions, 4th Dan black belts. I had been a black belt already in Israel with Itai Gil in our freestyle kickboxing. And I saw myself as coming home to the dojo, but some of the people there viewed me as an outsider. And the training went great, and there was one night where we had a round-robin elimination process, and I remember this one tough guy, I kicked him hard in the leg and he hit me in the head, and I eventually required stitching. I remember that night, and Esther, who's doing the filming now, she remembers it too, I'm sure. I was staying in Manhattan, and after several hours, the bleeding didn't stop. And I figured, what should I do? Well, I'll call Esther. That's what I do when I don't know what to do. And she said that I should take care of it immediately and that I was not being wise by just letting the bleeding continue profusely. And she got me on the phone with Dr. John Eigner, our family doctor, may he rest in peace. And he told me to go immediately in the middle of the night to the emergency room, which I wasn't happy about doing. It was Roosevelt Hospital in New York City. And I went there and waited for hours and hours and hours, and finally very nice Chinese-American fellow treated me, sewed me up, gave me stitches, was very, very nice, and I healed fine. If you look closely, there's a little bit of a scar, but good memories and excellent fighting. And the beautiful thing about that evening was that at the end of the class, when there was just 4 of us left, and we all lined up and to see Saiko Shihan, may he rest in peace. And he would give us one hand and we would give 2 hands. And he said to me, "You good fighter." And for me, that was like earning a black belt all over again. That was a great honor. Just to jump a few more years forward, we have a student, one of our instructors in New York City, Shihan Irving Velez, who's a 6th degree black belt in the Oyama system. And when he joined IKI and earned his black belt, he was still seeing Saiko Shihan, who now became not Saiko Shihan, but Soke, Soshu. Soshu is a higher rank apparently, so we call him Saiko Shihan, but he became known as Soshu. Maybe because the system changed, he became a founder, so to them he's Soshu Oyama, is his correct title. And Shihan was telling Soshu about me and about Krav Maga when they would meet, and at that point Soshu Oyama was 80 years old. And Soshu said to him, Shihan, next time we meet, I want you to show me some of that Krav Maga stuff that Moshe has been teaching you. And that was the plan. And that's like coming full circle that my teacher wanted to see what I was teaching now. And that was indeed a great honor. Very, very sadly, that was February a few years ago, Saiko Shihan, Soshu Oyama passed away suddenly. And that meeting to discuss Krav Maga unfortunately never took place. But it was a great honor and a coming full circle that he showed that interest in what we were teaching and gave an acknowledgement of it and a respect for it. And I will always remember him fondly, his role model, his leadership, the way he would come into class. They wrote articles about him. Oyama means the big mountain, and he was known as the big mountain of Manhattan. He was a big man with a good heart and good spirit, and I honor his memory.